And a quorum of members is present, so the meeting of the Board of Education of the School District of New Berlin is called to order. Please call the roll.
Ms. Crosby,
Here.
Mr. Helmer,
Here.
Ms. Connick,
Here.
Ms. Schultz, Mr. Seidel,
Here.
Ms. Spindler,
Here.
Mr. Zelinski.
Here.
Ms. Schultz is just pulling in, and she'll be with us for a closed session and the following open session. I would entertain a motion to recess to closed session.
I move to adjourn into closed session pursuant to Section 19.851C, E, and F of the Wisconsin State Statutes to consider executive session superintendent contract modification and approval of closed session minutes. C, employment, performance, and compensation matters performing to staff. And D, return to open session.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Helmer and a second by Mr. Seidel. Please call the roll.
Mr. Helmer,
Yes.
Mr. Seidel,
Yes.
Ms. Crosby,
Yes.
Ms. Connick,
Yes.
Ms. Schultz,
Yes.
Ms. Spindler,
Yes.
Mr. Zelinski.
Yes.
We are moving into closed session and will return to open session around 7 o'clock.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 7:06 PM, and we are returned from closed session into open session. So in recognition of the serious and important nature of our efforts here, we will join in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. For all those who are able, please rise. And now for those who wish to prepare for the meeting, we will have a moment of silence. This is a public meeting of the Board of Education. Prior to this meeting, notice was given to the public last Friday by providing the agenda to the city library. The agenda was also posted to the district website. A copy of the agenda was forwarded to the Journal Sentinel, the Waukesha Freeman, and the Waukesha Now, all of which have filed requests for all public notices. To begin this evening, we have a recognition of the Career Exploration Partner WCTC Accelerate Program.
I'm Kelly Kwiatkowski, Director of Secondary Schools, and I'm honored tonight to give this award to Waukesha County Technical College. Want to come up? Sandra Malin is here as the Early College Executive Director for WCTC. So in addition to her, Dr. Barnhouse, Nicole Ludzik, and many other staff members make this program possible. We're here to spotlight the Accelerate program. So you may have heard of Start College Now and Dual Enrollment Academy, which are two other WCTC programs for dual enrollment that students are there for either a half day or to take a course or maybe two courses. But the Accelerate program is where students actually get accepted into their associate's degree program as juniors or seniors in high school. So this year we have 3 students, 2 from Eisenhower, 1 from West, who are graduating with both their associate's degree and high school degree in June, which is pretty incredible. And we have one of those students here today, John Klein. Come on up. Yes, who is graduating with his associate's degree in electrical engineering technology. He's actually the first high school student WCTC is graduating with the associate's degree in that area. And he's going to MSOE, and I just found out all of his credits transfer to, yes, all of them to MSOE. So it's huge cost saving for him and his family.
Thanks everyone for helping me. And it was really tough. And thanks Mr. Garza for helping the whole WCTC cooperative work to let me get my degree. And I'd like to thank my school teachers, Ms. McKinnon and Ms. McLaren, for helping me get into engineering. Thanks.
All right. So thank you very much for making this happen for several of our students, not just the 3 who got the associate's degree. So there you go. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
Next up, we have privilege of the floor, and I know we have 2 speakers. So meetings of the board are conducted for the purpose of carrying on the business of the schools and therefore are not public meetings, but meetings held in public. This portion of the meeting is an opportunity for you to come and voice your concerns to the board. So please do not be offended when we quietly listen. We may even take notes. We do not immediately respond to your questions and comments. This is a time for you to talk and us to listen. Thank you for coming to voice your comments and concerns. When I call your name, please step up to the microphone, address the chair, and state your name and whether or not you are a resident in the school district. Each presentation is to be restricted to a maximum of 3 minutes. Privilege of the floor will be limited to 1/2 hour. Presentations are not to be designed for purposes of engaging others in a debate in this forum. Discussion of certified, classified, or professional personnel or of individual Board of Education members shall not be considered an appropriate topic for this forum, and the speaker will be ruled out of order. First up, I have Karen Walker.
Good evening. Yes, my name is Karen Walker, and I live here in New Berlin on Lilac Lane. Good evening, President Schulz, Superintendent Garza, and members of the board. My name is Karen Walker, and I'm a parent of a fourth grade student at Orchard Lane. We moved across the country in 2019 and chose New Berlin for its good schools. I know we're not the only family with a story of moving here for the schools. Keeping the current teachers at Orchard Lane helps keep our schools great. You've seen that our fourth graders' test scores dropped this year after going from 3 teachers in third grade to only having 2 teachers in fourth grade. Breaking up the 5th grade team of teachers would really be a terrible thing. Moving the classes to 3 different subjects gets them ready for 6th grade, which then gets them ready for middle school. And I've heard from several parents that have older students that the 5th grade team at Orchard Lane is the best team of teachers in the entire school. They work well together, use the same set of standards for learning and behavior, and they're really a huge part of that grade success. We are so concerned that if you cut them down to 2, there will be some real consequences in performance, behavior, and also teacher time demand. Orchard Lane cannot lose a single one of them. It would be a huge blow to our school. These concerns are shared by the 60 parents that signed the letter that I submitted to you on April 22nd. Please keep the teachers in 5th grade and give our students a better experience next year.
Thank you. And then I have Olivia Walker.
Good evening, President Schulz, Superintendent Garza, and members of the board. My name is Olivia, and I'm a 4th grade student at Orchard Lane. And I'm here to ask you to keep the 3 5th grade teachers for us next year. Our classes went from 18 to 28, and everything changed. It's not because there are so many kids, it's because there are not enough teachers and barely enough space for us. Our carpets are so cramped, some kids have to scoot onto the tile. And sometimes I want one-on-one time with my teacher, but I can't because there is a long line of kids waiting to talk to her. There isn't enough time for everyone to talk to her or get help. There are so many students in our classes that it seems like the teachers are overwhelmed or they get stressed out, and so do the kids. Kids seem more stressed out than they did in 3rd grade because our classes are so crowded. Sometimes I need help in my math, but my teacher's always working with kids who are struggling or acting out, and I don't get my questions answered. There are so many kids who misbehave. It was easier in 3rd grade when they got split up better. Now there aren't enough classrooms to split them into, so they are always talking, and it's hard for the teachers to talk and for us to hear. I invite you to come to my class. See how crowded and chaotic it is. Please, don't make us do this again for another year. It's awful.
Thank you. And then I have my president's message this evening. So last week was Teacher Appreciation Week, and on behalf of the board, I would like to take this opportunity to share a heartfelt thank you to our amazing school staff. Our school district thrives thanks to the dedication and passion of our incredible staff, from teachers and teachers' aides, the facilities and food service, administrators, and even everybody in between. You play a vital role in nurturing a love of learning and academic success. Your hard work goes beyond academics. You provide a supportive environment, celebrate victories big and small, and inspire our students to reach their full potential. You are patient, understanding, and always go the extra mile to ensure students feel valued and supported. Last week was just 1 week dedicated to recognizing the incredible work you do, but we appreciate you every single day. Thank you for everything. Then on to our administrative team report.
Yeah, I'd like to invite the Elmwood administrative team to come up, please, and they will be sharing their school presentation with you.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having us here. I'm Jamie Veal, the principal at Elmwood Elementary, and I am joined by our amazing associate principal, Ryan Sams. We were lucky enough to be chosen as the last presentation, which means we have a lot of wonderful celebrations and news to share with you about our incredible Elmwood. We continue to live out our mission and vision as a school. We are particularly proud of our goal setting and strong belief that we can achieve at high levels. We have had a strong set of core beliefs for many years at Elmwood and have recently grown them. These truly guide everything we do as a school community. They set the tone and the culture for what we believe in our students. This year, we gifted the book, Finding Muchness, to our staff. We wanted them to focus on the things that they found muchness in and maintain their balance. Lose yourself in what you love, find yourself there too, was a quote, and this was added to our staff t-shirts this year. We are passionate about our work and developing our students. We hope that you enjoy this copy as much as we have as we've gone through the year.
We continue to align with the district. Our district literacy goal guides our school's instructional goals and actions. So our school goals guide how we have our school-wide data conversations and the actions that flow from them, and you'll see these three right through here. We're really proud of the continued accomplishments at Elmwood, specifically significantly exceeding expectations again last year. We build our culture through living our belief of learning is the work, and we are a team. Our entire school community has a part in our accomplishments and continued success as a school. We have had 3 straight years of state score increases, and we look forward to next year's scores as well. So this year we kicked off forward testing with a Spirit Week in Assembly. We did a bit more work leading up to it, but wanted to culminate in something fun and enjoyable for our students. And so Allie Faith from KISS FM came to support and talk to our students about perseverance and goal setting. We continue to work on setting big goals, teaching students the importance of testing, while also teaching them strategies to use to keep them focused and reduce anxiety.
Truly believe that learning is the work. Some of our big focus areas were improving our club time, using instructional practices based on data, and having rich data conversations tied to goal setting. Through our shared club times planning and preparation, students within a research-based intervention were projected to meet their progress monitoring goals or surpass the national average rate of improvement. As of our last set of data meetings, we are now meeting that goal as our school goal. We also improved questioning and discussion instructional practices through professional learning and the use of our instructional framework, Danielson. We modeled proficient and distinguished attributes and did walkthroughs with our entire building leadership team, providing feedback to all of our educators a few times throughout the school year. As a school, we know how important relationships before results are. We are very proud of the skills that we continue to develop with our students throughout our Second Step programming, Growing Minds, and a focus this year on staff wellness. We're consistent with our Second Step curriculum, which teaches important life skills through conflict resolution, friendship, and problem solving. And Growing Minds has also made an impact at our Elmwood community by working with many of our classrooms to teach self-regulation, mindfulness, and managing focus. Before one of our home and school meetings this winter, we offered sessions also for continued parent learning to respond to the needs of our families at Elmwood. We asked Growing Minds, Parents Place of Waukesha, and a grief counselor to attend and to provide resources and learning for our families. For our staff, we were intentional this year about eliminating duties. We eliminated them completely, which was a big task. But this has created more opportunities for us to collaborate and plan more throughout the day. We also plan wellness days. We did a Stepping into Spring challenge for wellness. And we also planned a lot of intentional staff meetings devoted to our school action plan work and looking at data to inform instruction and make our decisions. We want to share with you now a video that highlights our home and school partnership and the beautiful community that we have built together, along with our partnerships in the broader community. We're going to switch gears. Moving to ELA, we would like to share some of our current data. Overall, there's consistency in the proficiency percentages. We've had a huge focus on instructional practices to engage our students and revamping our CUP time to increase the number of available interventions. These are our winter to winter early reading and CBM results, which is not a cohort. They move from an untimed to a timed assessment, and there is a transition here. So we continue to work really closely with our first grade to help create opportunities for practice in the classroom. These are our A reading scores and CBM, not a cohort. CBM reading is our goal for third grade, and we dedicate a lot of our resources to improving fluency. This is a cohort, third to fourth A reading. This is auto reading scores for four through sixth, not a cohort. And this is A reading, 2 through 6. We have another video, and this is of what living literacy looks like in some of our classrooms.
At the end, he comes up as so little. Well, I got 5. That's amazing. Say power nation, power nation, power nation. Me too. Blue power. Going to this.
We want to take a moment to jump into our math data. We've seen small increases in proficiency, but overall, just consistency across the board. We've been working within our schedules to find additional time to run math interventions and share learning exemplars to improve our questioning and discussion instructional practices. So this is a slide of our early math and automaticity at or above benchmark, winter to winter. This one is A math and automaticity, winter to winter. This is a cohort. This is third to fourth grade A math. And then this is again a cohort, third to fourth grade, automaticity. This is math automaticity, grades 4 through 6. It is not a cohort. Then this is A math, 2nd through 6, not a cohort. So before we end, we want to take an opportunity before we close to showcase all of the extracurricular activities available to our students. We want to give a huge shout out to all of our individuals, teachers, and home and school especially, for all the work and funding that they do. Each of these activities enriches the learning experience for our Lion Cubs.
All of our success wouldn't be possible without our amazing staff, families, and Lion Cubs. We live out our belief every day of we are a team. We thank you for your continued support of a school community that we are extremely proud of each and every day. Ryan and I will continue to work on roaring towards excellence. Had to do it. Thank you. Thanks for having us tonight.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions or anything? All right. Have a good night. And we also have our superintendent update and the student representative update.
Yeah, so I did just want to just briefly mention that the board did approve the Outdoor Facilities Task Force. We have our first meeting scheduled this week, Thursday. Renee and Amy are two board representatives that'll be at the meeting. Dave, if I remember correctly, we have equal representation from Ike and West with a variety of different organizations at many different levels, which includes parents, coaches, staff, obviously board members, and members of the administration. And we will be providing updates to the board as the group continues to meet. So again, I would echo everything that Janet mentioned related to our Staff Appreciation Week. The board and the administration was able to provide lunch to our staff, which was greatly received. And we did receive a lot of positive feedback from our gift to our staff. And again, it's a very small token of our appreciation for all the incredible work that they do. I'll hand it over to Claire.
Okay, as we are nearing the end of the school year, students are working hard towards the finish line. Last week, AP testing began, with it finishing up this week as well. Student Union organized a lovely breakfast for Teacher Appreciation Week, and compliment wall to show our appreciation. In the speech classroom, sophomores have had their mock interviews, a great way for them to prepare for the future. Students a part of SOMOS and French Club had their welcome celebration May 2nd. Congratulations to the new members of these great clubs. Ike Care Club held a bake sale April 24th to the 26th to support the Joy House Women's Shelter. The Change of Mind Club has made school a better place in so many ways. They recently did candy compliments, providing students with the chance to send friends a small pick-me-up during exams. Eisenhower Theater took the stage Friday, May 3rd and Saturday, May 4th, and performed The Play That Goes Wrong. Baseball celebrated senior night this past Friday, softball celebrated April 30th, and girls soccer also celebrated their seniors May 8th. A special recognition to senior softball player Ashley Bonin and senior baseball player Austin Drana on being the Varsity Blitz Athlete of the Week, with the chance to talk on the radio as well. Lastly, as the school year is finishing up, I want to thank the school board, Mr. Garza and Ms. Warcall, for the opportunity to be the Eisenhower Student Representative this year. Excited for the upcoming year. Thank you.
Thank you. Then we have our consent agenda, which includes notice, the approval of minutes of the board meeting on April 22nd, approval to amend the 2024-25 Board of Education July meeting date, and approval of spring 2024 pupil non-discrimination self-evaluation report for DPI. Are there any items that should be pulled out for separate consideration? Then do I have a motion for the consent agenda?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Mr. Seidel and a second by Ms. Crosby to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. On to our regular agenda. First up on the regular agenda is the appointment of the committee members and other assignments. I'll start with the committees. I would like to appoint Ron Seidel to continue as the finance chair, if you would be willing to continue that.
Be my pleasure.
Good. And then as far as members, it would be myself, and then Matt Zielinski, would you join the finance committee? Okay, thanks. And then facilities chair, hopefully Mitch Helmer is good with continuing on as the facilities chair, and then members. Sorry, I'm going to have to appoint some of us to be on a couple of committees, but Matt, if you, I don't know if you would mind being on the facilities committee as well? Okay. And then Allison, and the other thing is the facilities committee does not meet very often, so I hope you don't think this is going to be very time consuming, but Allison Spindler, if you would please join that committee as well. Thank you. And then the personnel committee, no changes, so Ms. Connick, if you would continue as chair, and Ms. Crosby continue as a member, and then myself. CISA 1 representative, and I'm sorry I forgot to double check with you, but if Ms. Connick, if you would do that, there is a meeting next Tuesday, I believe at 5:30, and that is the only meeting.
I will have to check.
Okay, hopefully you can do that, if not I can, so. And then we have the WASB delegate, if Ms. Crosby, if you would do that this year, thank you. And then city council liaison, Mr. Zielinski, would you do that? Okay, thanks. You're not required to be at every meeting for that. And then I just want to make note already, we have Ms. Crosby and Ms. Connick who have volunteered to join that outdoor facilities task force as the representatives there for the board. And then also Ms. Crosby is going to be part of the math curriculum review, since the board has voiced a request that we be involved in that sooner, so she'll be our rep for that. Then on to the Education Foundation New Berlin update. Thank you, everybody.
Hello. For those of you who haven't met me, I'm Julie Cordero. I am the director of the New Berlin Education Foundation. I want to just kick off with, going too fast, sorry. Our mission is to support and strengthen excellence in education, athletics, and extracurricular activities throughout the school district of New Berlin. We do that by increasing financial support, awareness, and advocacy. Currently, our board of directors is made up of 3 community members, and we're seeking candidates for a 4th. Our president is Guy Couillard, who is an Eisenhower and Ronald Reagan parent. Chuck Stadler is our treasurer. He's currently an Eisenhower parent. And Rob Brenton, who is with Pieper Power, he is a soon-to-be Eisenhower parent. And then we have 3 school district representatives, Kelly Kwiatkowski, Amanda Mazurkowitz, and Brady Rinke, serve as our voting members. And then Patrick Miller and myself attend meetings as ex officio members. Our biggest program is our Impact Grant program. We're excited to announce this year in 2024, we gave our largest dollar amount yet. $18,415 were awarded to 6 applications, including a few that you saw in Elmwood's presentation. Also was the elementary computer science program. Ukuleles were awarded at Ronald Reagan and Poplar Creek as well. Our HVAC trainers for New Berlin, Eisenhower, and West. Stage cubes at Orchard Lane, the game library you saw at Elmwood, as well as the Inventables, which are a neat thing for their makerspace. In total, we've awarded more than $51,000 to 22 projects since the Impact Grant program started in 2021. And then I want to share a brief video that we aired at the Toast to Education. It features Taylor Molitor, who was awarded a grant last year for the construction program. So I want to share that with you.
I grew up in a 150-year-old farmhouse that needed everything done. I got to start doing demolition when I was 5, 6, I think. It just became our hobby, something that we kind of did as a family. We all worked on projects, we fixed stuff together, and that was through about the time that I was 17 or 18. I love teaching because I love to learn stuff. The best way to learn something is through teaching it, but I can also pass that on. I can help them see, I can help them understand. I call them light bulb moments in class. You can almost literally see a light bulb turn on above their head when they go, oh, I understand this now. It's just such a rewarding feeling. The shortage in skilled labor trades is growing, and it's just going to keep growing. And every company that I talk to when I go and I do a tour or I have people come into the building, everybody gives me a business card. Every single person comes in and goes, if you know motivated students, we are desperate. In residential, you can't do without electricity in your house. You can't do without running water, plumbing in your house. And it's Wisconsin. You can't do without heat in your house. These jobs aren't going away. They can't be moved overseas. They're gonna stay here because people need to build houses where they are. I've modeled all of our classes, construction 1, 2, and 3, around the actual process of building a house. I'm trying to instill in my students the values that I know companies are looking for. They're looking for hard work, they're looking for team players, they're looking for people who are willing to make mistakes and learn from them. The big focus is hands-on and showing them that when you're working in a trade, there is no C-. You need to put forth your best effort every time. And if you fail, if you make a mistake, then you own that mistake, you acknowledge it, and you work to fix it. Then they also start to see, oh, I can make some amazing things. I can really create something in here. I can show creativity, and I can also follow directions in a way that allows me to still express myself and problem solve. If we had not gotten the grant from the Education Foundation of New Berlin, the electrical would have been a week. And as it stands, we do 6 weeks on electrical and construction 1. We do 3 weeks of electrical and construction 2, just because they're so fast at it. When they're in construction 3, when they're building a house with Tim O'Brien, the rough electricians come in and ask, so like, what sort of experience do you guys have? And my students are wearing their tool belts with all the tools that they need, and they go, we've done a little bit. Like, we're okay. We'll probably be all right. The impact was immediate. I mean, it was truly immediate. So I had 4 students who were doing their electrical apprenticeships already. I think that the fact that we had so many apprentices so quickly is a sign that there is an exposure issue, and an exposure issue that the grant helped us to solve.
The Education Foundation of New Berlin started to support above and beyond programming for the school district of New Berlin. We really wanted to find a way to do things outside what public dollars were able to support. we're engaging with the schools and the teachers and the parents and the community at large to create opportunities to raise funds to support important programs. If we weren't here, there would be a lot of groups working independently to support one-off projects, but by pooling our funds together and pooling our efforts together, we're able to make a larger impact. When teachers are supported, our kids are supported. And when teachers feel good about what they're teaching, the students are going to feel good about what they're learning. And that's how we expect excellence in the school district.
The foundation builds community because it's been that catalyst. It's been that starting point for us. Now that we have those funds, we're able to keep reaching people in the community and keep reaching more members and more businesses and more parents and people and get them plugged in. The Education Foundation gave me like a skeleton key. They gave me a pathway in to a company, and to not just one company, but to dozens of them. This will be a benefit for students, and this investment, in a business sense, will not just be an investment in the students and in the school, but it's an investment for us, and it's an investment for the whole community, because the more you have people that are working in the trades that work and live in the community that they're in, the more vibrant that community becomes.
Thank you. Our next big program that we work on is our scholarship program. That is in its third year, and we have grown in the number of opportunities from last year, offering our Education Foundation of New Berlin Community Scholarship for the first time this year. Our applications were due on April 22nd, and our decisions will be made this week, but we're expecting to give $14,000 to up to 14 seniors this year. One thing that we're proud of is that all 6 of our scholarship opportunities consider students entering trade school or a 4-year institution. And our partnership with the Waukesha County Community Foundation has been really meaningful for us and grown. We have all of our endowment funds are set up with them, and our partnership with them expanded this year, that all of the students applied through their system and reviews were done through their system, which has saved a lot of work on my end to focus on other things. But I think it was more slick for students. We had more students apply for multiple scholarships this year because they became aware through the eligibility quiz that they could apply for more scholarships, and it copy and pasted information over, so it was less work on students to apply as well. So more on that in the coming weeks. The big news of the night, I think, for you all is our Toast to Education, which was presented by Maddie's Catering Bar and Grill. By the numbers, we grossed over $65,000 for the event this year. That's a $20,000 increase from our first event last year. We had 59 clubs participate in the fundraising with us. They earned between $25 and $2,019. In total, $24,544.90 from that event was paid out to district clubs. 6 clubs earned more than $1,000. And then just some more fun facts, we had 500 guests. 110 volunteer shifts were worked. We had over 15 committee members, and I wish I had time to thank them all, but I'm going to call out Pam Jesse, our district nurse, went above and beyond to get all the breweries there with us that evening. Andrea Zyroth, my administrative assistant, went above and beyond, making sure everything got printed and there, and 500 guests could get checked in, and everything else she did. And then community member Teresa Sebastian ran our silent auction for us at the night. So special thanks to them and our 12 other committee members for planning the event. Community partnerships have been a big part of what we've built at the Education Foundation. Coming up on Friday this week, you'll find us running another bar at the Gorin and Morgan show at the West PAC. And then next week, Thursday, you can find us at the Rock for Vets event hosted by Drew and KB. I'm kind of going clockwise around. In the upper right corner is the grand opening of the Star Commons at Orchard Lane. That event celebrated a $250,000 plus renovation to their library and makerspace. Thanks to our partnership with the Waukesha County Business Alliance, we had many state and local representatives there with us. The picture's rather small, but you can see county supervisors Goggin and Spara in the picture with us. We also had the mayor and folks from Scott Fitzgerald's office with us, and a few others as well. With the New Berlin Chamber of Commerce last week, we had Packer Chris Jackie and DJ Shauna join us for a pancake breakfast at Discover New Berlin. And then in the bottom left corner is a photo with Teachers and Royce from Orchard Lane, they did a fundraiser with Health Moves Minds and presented us a check for our mental health care fund. Some more bullet points to go with all those fun photos, other things I want to call attention to. Ronald Reagan in Elmwood also participated in Health Moves Minds to support the mental health care fund that the Education Foundation holds for you. Ronald Reagan hosted a Penny Wars, which funds one of our scholarship programs. We also continue with our cashless concessions for Ike and West, so any credit card payments are held by the Education Foundation until the athletic departments are ready for those funds. Thanks to our partnership with Pat Miller, we continue to run payroll deduction as a way for teachers and staff to give to the foundation. We just recently held a murder mystery event with the Rotary Club and continue to partner with the Peyton Alexander Foundation on their golf outing to raise funds for their scholarship. Our beverage tent at the New Berlin 4th of July Festival is also coming up. This year is a 3-day festival, so is slightly condensed. We have 6 shifts available between July 3rd and 5th, so hopefully you'll join us there. And then we continue to have other smaller programs that benefit the school district. Our fiscal sponsorship program, I accidentally left off West Football and Ike Cross Country from the list. They also participated in that program in other ways. It allows groups that are either unincorporated or don't have a website to raise funds with us for a small administrative fee. We also started our stock gift program and continue with our agency fund program for groups that have enough funds available to invest. Some quick highlights from September 21 through April of 2024. We have grossed over $1 million in funds as an education foundation. About $770,000 of that have been towards program expenses. Those are our grants, our scholarships, capital donations to the district, and shared revenue with clubs. A further $160,000 is still our balance in our long-term investments. And then when we look at the Pareto principle of how much is spent on your programs, it's benchmarked to have 80% towards your programs and 20% or better spent on administrative and operations. The Education Foundation is at 87% spent or invested on programs, and 13% either spent on operations, fundraising, or hasn't been spent yet. Funds not spent yet would be like our scholarships, the $14,000 we're planning to give out yet. Any questions?
More of a statement. Wow. This has come a long way since its inception, and I'm amazed with the work you're doing and the foundation as a whole is doing. So thank you for everything you do.
Great job, thanks. Now we have our second read and approval of policy 5460, graduation requirements. Do you have anything to add before we bring it? Okay. Then do I have a motion to approve policy 5460, graduation requirements?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Mr. Seidel and a second by Ms. Crosby to approve. Any discussion? Then all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. And then we do have an action item from closed session.
I move to approve employment services report as presented.
I have a motion by Ms. Spindler and a second by Ms. Crosby to approve. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. Now we have our future meetings and dates. Board meetings are generally held the second and fourth Mondays beginning at 7:00 p.m. in this room, Conference Room E, unless noted otherwise. So May 28th, that is a Tuesday due to Memorial Day. That's our next meeting. Then we have a couple of meetings in June, June 10th and June 24th. Those will be at New Berlin West. And then other important events and dates to remember is that May 27th is Memorial Day. There is no school. June 7th is the last day of school, as well as the Eisenhower graduation, and June 8th is the West graduation. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion by Mr. Seidel and a second by Ms. Crosby to adjourn. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. This meeting is adjourned.